about another conditional statement called as the switch statement. A switch statement is a great replacement for the if, else, if, else. Sometimes the nested if conditions become complicated to read and follow, and that's when we can use a switch statement. But the switch statement also has a limitation that the condition you use has to be very straightforward. It can only handle like straightforward conditions. Anything complicated, you have to go for the if, else scenario. So let's take a simple example of fruits. An example of fruits. So some fruits are yellow, some fruits are red, some fruits are green. So let us say these are the classification of fruits. So we have yellow would be what? Lemon. Red is apple. Pear. Some pears are red. Green would be watermelon. Lime. What is this called? Honeydew. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so depending on the fruit that you enter, you have to decide if it is yellow, red, or green. So this is straightforward, right? So this would be fruit. So we want to get the input as fruit. Console.writeLine. Enter a fruit name. And then we read the fruit and store it in a variable called. There is no conversion required here because readLine returns a string and this is also going to be a string. So the condition is we are going to check the fruit. If the fruit is lemon, we are going to say console.writeLine. It is yellow. The break statement means similar to how the if condition is, after this it will not proceed. It will stop right here. Okay, the rest of the conditions inside the switch will be skipped and it will go to this line 23. That is what a break means. Okay, so let's take this whole thing, do the same thing for lemon. What was the other fruit? I said honeydew. That's also yellow. Then we have apple, red. Then we have pear. So we are going to say it's red. Then we have watermelon. So is lime. Lime is also green. So if you give a fruit name that's not in any of this list, even if it's red or green, whatever matter, doesn't matter. The code doesn't know that. What we write here, our human intelligence and experience cannot be brought into this because we said this code only has only conditions for the fruits that we have listed here. The rest it doesn't know about. So the default always has to say something. So we can say the default would be if it is not any of those fruits, I have no clue. You can say something like that. Okay, so this is where you are just taking the fruit and directly comparing it to the different conditions. There is no processing. This is not an expression. It is a direct comparison. Okay, that is the only limitation of a switch statement. It is very readable. It is very organized. It is very clean, but it has to be used only for simple conditions. So let me run this code. So if I say lemon, it's going to say it's yellow. If I say apple, it's going to say it's red. If I say dragon fruit, it's going to say I have no clue what color this fruit is. Okay, because it goes through this default. So this is how a switch statement is written. You have to remember this variable is what is being compared to this value, variable value. Well, it doesn't have to be always only a string. You can use numbers. In that case, you'll say case 1, 2, 3, whatever the numbers are. The other thing I want to also add is instead of having like, see, these two fruits have the same condition, so you can remove this line and have it like this. You can say if it is lemon or honeydew, just one right line and one break. So that is also perfectly fine. So you could have multiple case statements with one action that happens. Okay, so let's run it now. So if let me say honeydew, yellow, lime, green, whatever. Okay, so this is very condensed, it's very readable, it's very easy to follow, but it is just very limited in the functionality. But it is a very important, it's a very important conditional statement that you should be aware of, especially when you want to have other things in your toolbox. So consider this added to your toolbox and practice with it so you get more comfortable. Hope this video was helpful. Thanks.